wet pan fried pork is what we are going to be doing today, guys. I'm so excited and I hope you're excited as well. I'm Darren. This is Darren's Recipe Rack. Thank you so much for choosing to come and watch my video. I hope you'll go and watch the others as well. If you are new here, kindly subscribe, give a thumbs up, give a comment, and I'll be happy to respond. So let's get right into it. So I'll first chop up my ingredients before starting to cook. I have some coriander, I have some spring onions, bell peppers, onion, carrot, tomato, ginger, garlic. So let's go. So these vegetables, you can choose whichever you want. Instead of the red bell pepper, maybe you can put the yellow one. You can choose anything you want as long as you have your tomatoes and onions. You are good to go. You don't have to have all of them. So you'll notice that I'm putting some of these vegetables together because I'll be adding them at once. So here we have a combination of the bell peppers, spring onion, and carrot. And because my coriander will be added much later, I'll put it alone. So in simple terms, separate your ingredients by when you'll be adding them. So I love to grate my garlic and my ginger, but if you don't have a grater, just feel free to chop them into very little pieces. So that's my pork, guys. I did not do anything else apart from washing it. So I'm going to be putting it on fire and then let it boil on very low heat. About 15 minutes later, it's going to start simmering and then you'll add some salt. Cover again and allow it to continue boiling. So while we wait for our pork to boil, I'm going to be cooking some mixed vegetables aside, which I'm going to be eating with my pork, and that is broccoli and cauliflower. Please hang around and see how this is made. So I'm going to be boiling them with water and salt. I'm going to add a very generous amount of salt. And that is because at some point I'll drain out the water. So if I add just enough, it will taste like it's not enough when I serve. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. So I'll cover my vegetables and then I'll boil them for about 5 or 6 minutes. So my vegetables are boiling, and so at this point I'm going to drain out all the water. And at this point I'm going to saute my vegetables. I'm going to add some carrots and some onions and then some little oil, and then I'll keep stirring for about 2 minutes and we'll be good to go. This is what we have. My vegetables are ready. The carrots and onions are half cooked and it makes them even more perfect. So the few minutes we were away, this is what happened to our pork. The water started to drain, and as you can see, we are left with mainly the oil. So after flipping it around, I am just going to add my garlic and my ginger, and then I'll mix them up and cover again. The aroma in the kitchen is good already. Oh, look at that, it's all turning golden brown. We are progressing well. So I'm going to stir again, and then I'm going to be adding my onions, mix them up with the pork. And then cover again. Look at those burnt edges. So our onions are caramelized and soft, and so at this point I'm going to add my tomatoes. So at this point, if you do not want wet pan fried pork and all you want is fried pork, you are good to go. At this point, you can just serve your pork. But for me, I'll be doing the wet one, so I'll have to add in my tomatoes at this point. So I'm going to cover so that my tomatoes can cook down and get tender. My tomatoes are soft, so I'm going to stir them so that they get mashed, and then I'll be seasoning with some spices. But before I add any spices, you remember there are some vegetables I was cutting together and I told you I would be adding them at the same time. So this is the time I am putting them. Wow, look at how colorful my pork is. These vegetables are not only adding color to my pork, they are packed with so many nutrients, very healthy. So I'm covering my pork again for just a few minutes and then I'll add my spices. Ta-da! That is what I have. So first of all, I'm going to be adding in some salt. You remember we added in salt when we were starting the process, but we did not add any salt in the gravy. And so this is the moment to add your salt. And then after that, I'm going to be adding in some spices. You can put spices of your choice. I'm going to be adding in some curry powder and some paprika. I'm not going to be adding so many spices because I do not want them to overwhelm the natural taste of my pork. And in case you want to add Royco, please don't be tempted to add it at this point. The moment you add Royco, it's going to thicken your soup and it will cause it to burn. So if you are not about to serve, wait to add your Royco. You're going to add Royco much later. Hey, look at what I have. So I'm going to be adding in my oatmeal, and then while cooking I decided to also cut some cabbage. So I'm going to put in just some very little cabbage. So if you want to add some Royco, this is the time as well. In this pork, you can just put vegetables of your own choice. I must warn you that if you put so many vegetables, you're going to overpower your pork. And you'll wonder if you're actually eating vegetables in pork or pork in vegetables. My pork is ready. Woo, look at that. You can have this with anything, but I'm going to be having mine with sweet potatoes and of course the mixed vegetables that we made together. And you can also add a salad of your choice to this if you're a fan of salad. Please try it out and let me know how it goes. See you in my next video. Bye.